Ethereum is about to break out right on this level of important resistance. Once this breakout happens, the price of altcoin, including Ethereum, is going to move all the way to the upside. I'm going to show you the exact target you should pay attention to and what you should be eyeing on this very price action in this very video. And if you come to the Pi USD 4-hour chart, it is covered that market has broken out of this level of support. And next month, we know that a lot of Pi token will be released into circulation, which means more sell pressure is going to come into the market because miners will definitely dump those tokens on the market. Detail in this very video. And if you come to the Bitcoin price action, it is covered that market come back down to this very point of important support. And right now we are seeing some bullish move all the way to the upside. Will this market continue upward? Or we're going to see the market come back down into this very area before the next move to the upside. Detail shortly in this very video. And if you look at the ton USDT 4-hour chart yesterday, we see this very massive pump all the way to the upside as a result of that very news yesterday based on the partnership between Telegram and XAI. We don't know how legit that partnership is, but that was the cause of this very pump from here all the way to the upside. What next for the price of ton? Can we see more pump all the way to the upside, or we're going to see the market correct a little bit before the final move upward? All of this in this very video. Pay attention and watch the video all through, all the way to the very end. ETH USDT 1-day chart. If you look at the 1-day chart here, market look very, very bullish. If you look at the overall trend of this very market, it is covered that market has been coming all the way to the downside from this very point all the way downward, and you can see that we are just recovering from this very dump around this very pump, and that is very, very important. So we have a lot of move upcoming into the market very, very soon. And if you don't know, there is a lot of changes on the blockchain right now. The data on the blockchain, that is on-chain data, is showing that the market is going to pump aggressively next month, upper month into August. This is very, very important. So pay attention to this, guys. It's very important. So if you look at this very point where the market is right now, we have this very movement all the way to the upside, and right now market is forming this rectangular pattern. So a bullish rectangle is what we are seeing right here, which means once we see a breakout of this very bullish rectangle, which is a possibility in the next coming days, that means the market have capability of moving all the way to the upside, and that is what you need to pay attention to right now on your price action. And that is why I am keeping my eye on this very point right here on the 1-day chart, ETH USDT from now moving forward. So a breakout here, market is going to move all the way to the upside. So what is the level that we should pay attention to on this very price action? This is very, very important. If you notice, market moved from this very point right here all the way to the upside, and from here we begin to see market move up and down. So what that means is if we see a breakout here, it means the way market move from here to this very point will play out on the chart again. And that is the exact same thing I am now looking at on this very price action. So what you need to do right now is to focus on a breakout with a bullish candle. Once you see a bullish candle that break out right here with a bullish close, then market is going to begin to move all the way to the upside. And the price target I am looking at is the way market move from this very point all the way to the upside. So if we move this very point from here all the way upward, that is what I am expecting on this very price action right here. Market should move into the $3,600 level right here, because a bullish rectangle means that market is going to move the same way it moved in the past. That is from here, market move from here all the way to this very point, and then we have this rectangular pattern. It means market also have capacity of moving the same way it moved in the past. And that is what I am now paying attention to right now on this very price action. So on the 1-day chart, pay attention to this very breakout is very important. And psychologically, market will not just pump straight into this very $3,600 level. Market is going to move first of all into the $3,000 level, which is a psychological level, and then we have retracement, move upward, retracement, move upward, but market is going to definitely enter into the $3,600 level based on this very price analysis and this very pattern that is already on the chart right now. This is what you must have to pay attention to be in the right direction of the markets. This very price action is very important on the 1 day chart. Remember, I've been telling you on this very channel that if you look at ETH 1 day chart and the 1 week chart, that the market is super bullish and that you should be looking for a buy opportunity. Look for long opportunity and don't short the market, because you shorting the market is like being against the current emanating trend in the market, because the trend right now that is emanating from the market is very bullish. So you should be bullish as well and take long position instead of taking short position, because if you take short position, you will be quickly liquidated than taking a long position. This is my personal opinion right now on ETH price action. On PYUSDT 4-hour chart, we know next month a lot of Pi token will be released into circulation, and that will be very devastating for the Pi coin. Personally, I have made mention of the fact that if you want to buy Pi for 3 months and 6 months holding, where the market is right now is also a good point to buy, and you buy according to what you can afford to lose. Remember Crypto 101, and the market is going to move upward in the next 3 to 6 months. You are going to see a good profit out of this very position. But if you want to trade Pi, let's say you want to take a long position to the upside, I prefer you wait and let market go above this very level of important resistance. This is what I am personally expecting right now, because we want to see momentum in the market first of all before we can take any position as day traders. And this is what I am now expecting on this very price action. So for me, market is going to come back down a little bit. Even though we don't see market enter into this very area, market is going to come back down, and from here market is going to move upward. But for day traders, I am not taking any position, not at all, until we see the market go above this very area of important resistance. Because if we see market go above this area of resistance, it will give us more credibility from the price action that market is going to begin to move all the way to the upside. So what I am expecting is market come back down, move upward, create a new high, come back down for retracement before the next move to the upside, and taking a long or buy position for day trading will be good from this very region. This is what you need to pay attention to on your price action right now on Pi. And as we see those tokens get released next month, Pi will not do that much, okay, because people are mining, coming to the market to dump the token on investors and traders alike. It's not a fair game. And if you come to the Bitcoin price action right here, personally, I believe that the market have capacity of moving all the way to the upside. And right now, I am not a big fan of shorting the market anymore, because the market have more capacity of moving to the upside. The capability is very high on the price of Bitcoin. And that is what you need to pay attention to as well to be in the right direction of the market right now. And if you look at this very price action, you discover that market from here come back to the downside, exact same point where we see right here support at this very point, support at this very area, and we are seeing this very little move to the upside. Market have capability of moving all the way to the upside. However, we can't downplay the fact that market can also break out here and come into this very point before the next move to the upside. Personally, I am not expecting any aggressive drop on the price of Bitcoin below $100,000. The momentum right now is very high, and any little correction to the downside is just an opportunity to buy more for the market to move all the way to the upside again on the price of Bitcoin. And that is what I am not expecting. Pay attention to these guys to be in the right direction of the market. So conclusively, on this very price chart, what I am expecting is for the price of Bitcoin to move upward. And if we see any drop, market should drop into this very area, that is between 104k and 105k. Market is going to begin to move all the way to the upside. That means pay attention to buying or longing the market. Don't short the market, not at all, in my opinion. this is what I am paying attention to right now. And you better look at this and put it in your strategy as well to be in the right direction of the market. Turn USDT 4-hour chart, market pump all the way from here to the upside, and then we have this very correction as a result of the news we heard yesterday that Telegram is partnering with XAI for a major deal. This is a fundamental news. So for traders like you and myself, what is the sentiment behind this very news? Very importantly, if you notice, market pumped from here all the way to the upside, and then we have this major drop, which means if this very deal is signed and everything is sealed, it will have a great impact on the Ton coin. However, we will not downplay the part that we need to do as chartists to read what we are seeing on price action. So for me right now, since this was a severe news all the way to the upside, I think we're going to see just a minor move to the upside, and the market is going to correct all the way to the downside, and before stability, then market is going to move as well to the upside. So major levels that you need to pay attention to right now is what I want to mark out on price action. From here to this very point, there is a major gap, which is a fair value gap, but I want to consider this very point where we have rejection from, because it means there are buyers right there. So from this very point is where I want to take my point of interest from, at this very area. Okay, and this is very important. Why? Because at this very area as well, we have resistance right at this very point. We have resistance right here. We have resistance right here, and we have this very spike on this very candle at this very point. And that is why I am considering this very point the most important point on price action. What that also translates into is that market go back down and move upward, or if we see a breakout right here with a bearish candle to the downside, it means that market is going to come into this very area right here, which is very, very important. So 2 points of interest that we need to pay attention to right now on this price action is this very area right here and this very point at this very area. These are the 2 points that is very, very important on price action. So conclusively, what I am expecting is for the market to come back down a little bit and then move all the way to the upside, and a breakout on this very level of support. Market is going to come here before the next move to the upside. That is what you pay attention to right now on your price action on Ton USDT 4-hour chart. And if you come to coin market cap, you discover that the market capitalization is still the same, $3.44 trillion from what we saw in the past 48 hours, and market have stability right now. Look at the trending coin right here. We see Ethereum moving all the way to the upside, and also Pepe right here is making significant gain of 6.18% right here, Ton 9.30% right here, and market is moving all the way to the upside. I believe in the next coming days, we're going to see more liquidity flow into the market, and this very market capitalization is going to increase to $4 trillion. This is very important, guys. Pay attention to all of this price analysis to be in the right direction of the market, because that is what is most important right now. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, link in the description of this very video, and also in the pinned comment. It is a free channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.